Hello, good evening to everybody who participate in our next live stream 5 at 5. And yes, welcome, Matt. Welcome inside in the
Thank you.
stream.
Thanks, Mirsad. Good to see you. Good to be here back after because we missed last week, so it's good to be back after 2 weeks. So
Yeah.
thanks for having me.
Yes. Yes. I was last week in international scouting. You know it. I
Yeah, you
I
mentioned.
really make it. Yeah, I don't plan it so far away, but it was a very important international game, and yeah, I do it on a short way. But I hope that today the most of our participants don't miss out us so long, and that we can give them today again 5 very interesting phrases for the football agent business.
Yeah,
Thank you
we got another
to having you
5
here.
coming up. No, good to be here, and thanks for everyone to joining us. I want to. I don't know if it's like confidential or something. Can I ask what match you were at and what match you were scouting?
Yes, it's not so confidential. I was first of all on Monday. One qualification game for the World Cup. This was the game against Bosnia and Cyprus national team,
Okay.
a national team,
So
and
the adult
then
national team.
yes, the adult national
Yeah.
team. And Tuesday was the U21 national team of Bosnia, also play against Montenegro, and there are few very interesting, talented players, which
Good.
play for both national teams, and they also you have some players which play abroad of Bosnia, and the level was very high, and I stay one more day to make a scouting. You know that I have my own scouting program. Let me see. Yeah, I have here one of my scouting report books. That's my
Okay.
scouting report book. What I create, it's looking like that.
Oh, you
That's
filled
my
it out and
scouting.
everything. Yeah.
Yes.
you know.
I have also my scouting network. We are in the moment in 41 countries, and it's 64 scouts which I educate also in the Spa Academy,
Okay.
and it's growing. It's very interesting to have a network like that.
Good. Yeah. The networks are important and working on it and communicating with people and building that network. It's a
Yeah.
big thing to do, especially I think for agents and stuff, right? You got to
For
know people.
agents, yes, and also very important the communication. And from this reason, we have our English school, with you,
Yeah, that's it.
and I hope that this input really help everybody. And like I said before, people can come in your football English club,
Yep.
and I personally also I'm a part of this English club and a member, and I'm very happy to receive from time to time, first of all, your mails for new courses, and also to be in this basic course, which is really great. And I hope with this phrases, what I bring as an idea and what you prepare, that the football agents will also come on the next level, and we can maybe also start. Here is the starting PowerPoint, and we can
Sure.
start with the first phrase for today.
Cool. Let's get into it. I will say as well, just a quick note on the Football English Club. If anyone has any questions or is interested in joining, just send me a message on LinkedIn or connect with me. And any questions is not a problem. Or you can put them in the comments here today, and I'll answer them
Yes.
here. That's a
Yes.
possibility. But let's jump in. So we're looking again 5 more. I should say 5 more because we're always doing 5, right? 5 more key English phrases every agent needs to know. So as usual, I'll give you the phrase, I'll give you a definition, and I'll give you an example sentence of how an agent might use this phrase, right? So the first one, to bolster the squad. To bolster the squad. This is actually a very common phrase, gets used a lot by a lot of people in football. To strengthen or improve a team by adding new players. So, when the transfer window is open, you get new players into your club, into your team, because you want to bolster the squad. You want to make the squad, the team, better and bigger and stronger, right? Mm-hmm. So I'll give you the example sentence. My client has been brought in to bolster the squad ahead of the Champions League campaign. So there's an example. In your scoutings recently, did you see any players who might bolster a squad or two out there?
Yes, I see 2 players in the Bosnian national team. I must to be honestly, one of them I follow something about 1 year. He's really extraordinary. And I also see in the Montenegro team of the young, we speak about the U21 team. Yeah, I also see 2 excellent players because I'm not so often on the Montenegro area to scout, and I like to see the national teams. The most of time you have here some pre-qualification because not everybody can come in the national team,
Of course,
yeah, you know how it is. And when I see also there on some international game like that, a player which is really with a great physicalities, with great skills, and also with the team, I would say team and mentality, that's always very interesting for me. Yeah, and I see 2 from both parts, and they are inside in my scouting.
There, all the info is in the book, right?
Yes, all the info is in the book.
Great.
Yes.
We'll jump on to the next one then. So next one, good one to know. Transfer unveiled. That's a difficult word to pronounce, especially the way it's written. I'll say it again so everyone can hear it. Unveiled. Right. Mm-hmm. So this is the official announcement of a player joining a new club. Usually it's through some sort of press conference, or today social media is very big. If you follow any club on social media, when there's a transfer, it's they'll put up like 15 posts, right? I don't follow too many clubs for that reason, because you just get so much. But I imagine, when Real Madrid got Mbappe, I'm sure their social media was just flooded with Mbappe for weeks. Example sentence: the club has scheduled a press event tomorrow where my client's transfer will be unveiled, right? So
I think that's the most important part.
Made.
Matt, I also think for all my agent students which are looking this stream now, I think that's also the most important part for an agent, that he finish a transfer and that the transfer of his player will be unveiled. That's a highlight of a career, I think, every time. Every time.
Right, you mean for the agent, that's like a high moment, a high point, yeah. I guess it's the moment. It's like the job is done, kind of the proud moment. Yes, that makes sense. Yes.
I know it from my career. I always will remember my first transfer, which I close, and that's really a feeling that you say, okay, everything what I learn, everything what I do, all my engagement, now you have a result.
Right? Yeah, that result. Right? That there it is.
Yeah, there it is. And the most time I'm also laughing very much when I see some pictures on LinkedIn. We are both on LinkedIn. You know it, but it's great when you see on the LinkedIn, a post, a picture, a player with the agent and with the shirt, transfer.
Yeah, no, they're doing this. Everyone's happy. Can I ask again, like, if it's confidential, son, who and where was the transfer, the first one?
The first transfer, what I do was in Germany. It was some third division club. I must be honestly. It was not
you got to start.
big.
You got to start.
Yeah.
Third division's not bad to start. I think that's
For the start. Yeah. It was a club where I was playing before because I was also a professional player, and on the end of my career, I play in the third division, and I stay in a great contact with the club management and with the coach. And when I finished my career, I was always with him in contact and ask him, Coach, which position you need? Do you, are you open that I send you some players, what I can recommend you? And that was running really a long time. I think I need more than a year to make my first transfer. And it was amazing. It was for me a great, how you can say, highlight, and also the proof of your work that you see, okay, that works.
Yeah, I did it, right? Yeah. I didn't just waste a year of my life trying to do something.
And also, in my time, you have no information. Today, you also have no information of the small details and insider tips, Nobody wants to share this with you. But in my time, you have not even people who you can ask. You cannot read somewhere who are the agents which make the transfers.
Right. The information was just not available.
Yeah,
different world. Yeah,
that's the point. And I must really say I was in this time also very active, and I was looking around where can I see some colleagues, some older agents. And when I see some of them on the games or on the scoutings or hear from another players, I always was asking them, how can I do this? How can I prepare a transfer? How can I make a contract with the player? How can I make a negotiation with the club? All this I learned really alone. From time to time, I have some tips from older colleagues, but it was very hard. Today is everything easier. Today is everything easier.
Well, everything's available. Like the information. Obviously, this is what you do. You teach it, right? So the information's available online and everything.
I must say honestly, I read few of books what I see online about football agents, but all that are not just stories. I even think that somebody write these books who are really make transfers, because they give no details, no specific explanation from the practice,
from like
directly.
Point A to point B, like how to get from one to the other.
And that was also the reason why I move and why I make my spa academy, because I showed there the 9 pillars. I will say the 9 pillars to the player transfer. You have really steps which you must to go through to close on the end a transfer. We will also speak about these phrases in the next part of our stream. And stay with us, guys. And also ask us a question. Matt is here to explain everything.
Let's go on to the next one then. So this one here, lacking a cutting edge. So this one might be a bit of a difficult phrase. I'll just explain. Lacking. If you lack something, it means you do not have something. It's the opposite of have, right? So we'd often say lacking a cutting edge. This is about a team, or often more specifically a player who's not being decisive or effective in attack, especially in scoring goals. So if you're not having the results in front of goal, like if your team can get up to the goal, but you can't get that goal, your team is lacking a cutting edge, or a player is, right? So the manager believes the team is lacking a cutting edge, which is why they are keen on signing my striker this window, right? So that's going to be why. Like if a team's looking for a striker, usually we could say they are lacking a cutting edge. It's an important thing in football, right? I mean, maybe the most important. You need to score goals, right? You're not going to be not going anywhere if you're not scoring those goals.
Yeah, I use this. I use also these phrases because I know in the conversation with the decision makers, the most of time they are searching about the striker, and when you don't know what he means when he say, yes, I'm lacking a cutting edge, I need somebody, you cannot imagine what position he needs, and that was the reason.
What does that
mean?
Maybe a little challenge for anyone watching live at the moment. Maybe put in the comments. Can you think of a team who might be lacking a cutting edge at the moment? Maybe looking for a striker. Any thoughts out there? Anyone's got one? But while you think, I'll jump
United, Manchester United.
Yeah, I was going to say United. I didn't want to point. I thought it was maybe too obvious, that one.
Well, I never asked you which fan are you in the Premier League?
Yeah, sure. I'm a Chelsea fan.
Oh, okay.
Hence the blue, cool. Maybe. No, that's actually accidental. No, I'm Chelsea fan by heritage. My father grew up in London, was a big Chelsea fan, so I inherited that from him.
I was many times on the games from Chelsea.
Oh yeah, you've seen quite a lot. Like, been there. Good place to go see a match. Yeah.
Yes, it isn't. It isn't. Yeah, and it's also a great engagement by every game. It's really a typical football English stadium. It's very close to the field, and the people are really engaged, and it's a good atmosphere always in Chelsea.
Well, England generally just has a great place to go see football, because I last time I was in England, I saw a match. I think it was in the 3rd or 4th division, and for the 3rd or 4th division, they have stadiums that other countries have for their top divisions. They're so into it, they so love it, so it's a great place to go just watch football generally. I think.
It's a culture. To be honest, it's really a culture.
It's very deep in the culture.
Yeah.
All right, I'll jump on to the next one. I can't remember how many. Was that 4? Or maybe I'm up to 5 now. Yeah.
That was the 3rd.
That was 3rd, was it? Okay.
Yeah.
This one
now it's coming
number
the 4th. Yeah.
Closing a player transfer. So this is important. This is usually what you do before the transfer is unveiled, as we said before. So this is finalizing and completing the process of moving a player from one club to another. So when all the contracts are signed and everything's done and it's decided, yes, the player is going to this club, that's the moment where you are closing a player transfer. And the example sentence, we are in the final stages of closing a player transfer, just waiting on the medical and contract signing. So those final things, when they happen, you close a player transfer, which I guess is also like you said, closing the transfer and unveiling of the big moments for you when you're working, right?
Yeah, but the closing phrase, I will say, are more the working phrase, because you do it behind. You do it behind.
Right, behind the scenes, it all happens.
Behind
no
the
one
scene.
sees it.
Yeah. Maybe,
but the unveiling is the big reward moment. Yeah,
that's the point. You have sometimes that you close the transfer, and 2 days nobody know it. Because in the club they prepare the next transfer. They have no time to make this official. But the reporters they know it sometimes. And that's sometimes very interesting. These stories behind. I think this Italian journalist is one of the most famous journalists, which always say, 1 day before or sometimes 2 days before, which club sign and close a player. How is the name of him?
Yeah, right. They always have a
I
good
always
phrase to
forget.
know in English. You can
Yes,
say
yes,
they have the inside scoop.
Yeah, I forget how is his name. Fabrizio something.
Yeah, I'm not sure, to be honest. I'm not sure.
Yes. But I think he always say, "Here we go," or something like that. "Here we go," or something like that. When he have the information that the deal is closed, you know.
How do you think he gets that information? Like, is it people telling secrets to him, basically?
Yes. Yeah. He have people inside in the clubs. It's unbelievable. But he's also a great journalist, which have his network inside everywhere. I think he have people really inside of the clubs, some assistants of the managers, or people in the administration, which give him information, because Fabrizio Romano, I think is his name, or something like that.
Okay.
And he's coming out the most of time 1 or 2 days before. He knows all the transfer
all the
details
and everything.
Yeah. Amazing. Yeah. I think he have 4 or 5 million followers on Twitter. Okay, on X, now is the X, and it's amazing. Really amazing.
Yeah, well, people love transfer gossip, so
of course. Cool.
All right, so that was number 4, I believe, and then we'll jump on to the last one for today. So this one is pushing a transfer, giving a transfer a good push, right? So this is the idea that someone's actively working to make a player's transfer happen. This can be through negotiating with the clubs or people who will be making the big decisions, right? So an example sentence there: the player wants a move, and we are currently pushing a transfer to ensure he joins a top European club this summer. Right. So yeah, that idea of pushing a transfer, I think you might be able to explain a bit better, but I think it can come from many different directions. The player themselves could push a transfer. Maybe the club could push a transfer. The club buying or the club selling could push a transfer. But just the idea that people are trying to make the transfer happen with almost a little bit aggressively trying to push it is.
Yes, I would say, if you have more factors in pushing a transfer, you have factors which are coming inside of the club, who sell them. Like, you can first of all put the player on the transfer list. We speak about the transfer list.
We spoke about that one last time. Yeah,
in our streams, you can make it from outside. Through the journalists, that the journalists write every second, third day about this player are not happy in Chelsea. We have some rumors that he will go to Bayern Munich,
Yeah.
And then the journalists from Germany catch this idea and come to the sport director of Bayern Munich and ask them, we heard that you are very interesting about the player Slade from Chelsea. Is it true? And through this they make a hype around the player.
Yeah. Get everyone really excited, together. Really interested.
Yeah, and they push this transfer. That another clubs also wake up. When they read this in Leverkusen or in Wolfsburg, and they say, "Oh, which player is in Chelsea and Bayern want him? Okay, maybe he is interesting for us also.
Maybe we need to get this player, right?" Yeah.
Yeah. And then when also the player have a interview and they ask him, is it true that you speak with Bayern Munich that you will, change the club? And then he say, yeah, I have some meetings with some clubs from Germany, but also from Spain, he also pushed the hype,
And then all the Spanish clubs say, "Oh, now maybe we need this player." Yeah.
Yeah, and that's also a part of our work as agents. Sometimes you must also push the transfer, that you come with this information and call two clubs in Spain and say, hey, I have this player, Bayern Munich want him, but we are not in the final negotiations. I think it can be interesting for you. What are you thinking about that?
Make your
And
offer, right?
that
Yeah.
that is this way to work, and you must to have a strategy. You must to know how to do this, and there is also a strategy and some steps what you must to prepare. I also teach this in my spa academy, education for agents. People don't have any idea how to do it, but it's a very important, really very important part of our job. You are something like the seller of the product, and you must to make the product interesting.
Sure.
Especially in the transfer window.
Yeah, that's the time.
Yeah,
that's the time, right?
Yeah, and the clubs also like this, because you as an agent make the work for them.
Right. Yeah.
You understand?
You bring
It's like
them,
when
you bring in the options, and you get them. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Get
like
them
when you're a
involved.
car dealer. You're a car dealer and you have 50 cars on the park. And you must to sell 5 of them. You have not time to care about each of these cars. But when you have a
Right.
good partner as an agent who do this part for you, and who bring you the buyers and make the story around your cars,
Right.
it's much
So it's like
easier.
it's a little easier for them, a little bit of work they don't have to do, and
Yeah.
And I guess that's a
Yeah.
good way. Like you can then sort of talk about building your network. Like you can do it that way, right? You do something good for that club, they'll be happy to work with you again in the future.
That's the point. That's also the point why they say sometimes for the agents, your network is your net worth.
Right.
The
the
club
value of it.
the club when they have an agent who have a huge network. That's also the reason why I also build up my scouting network and agent network with the Spa Academy. We are now in 41 country. I have 64 scouts. All of them are educated in the Spa Academy. Some of them are FIFA license agents, some of them scouts. But you have a huge network, which we build up from week to week, from month to month. And when you give the information, the spread, it's very, very big. And the clubs know this, and they like to work with the agents, or let's see, with the community like we have in our Spa Academy. It's very interesting.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. Well, that's the 5 phrases for today. So
Yes.
I hope that's useful for everybody, and hope everybody got something good from that.
Again, I just want to recommend the Football English Club. I will also put in the comments down below the link where you can book the course, which I also join. And when you want to look the phrases what we do before, because that is now the phrase number 20, we are on the 4th stream. You can find it in my fast community. You see here also the banner, it's running. And I will also put the link to the fast community, which is completely free for the first 100 member of the community. And there you can see the recordings, and of course, learn some phrases which are coming inside of the practice of a football agent. That can be very interesting for you. Yeah. Cool. Good, Matt. Thank you very much for your time.
No problem. Happy to be here as always, and it's good to have the chat and good to teach some English.
Yes, and when you have questions, guys, you can contact Matt directly on LinkedIn, and also myself. And you can also write the questions here in the comments. We will go through them by the next stream, which will be the next Tuesday also at 5 p.m. And yeah, have a nice week and successful week, and see you in the next stream.
Yeah, see everybody then, and you too, Mirsad. Have a good week.
Thank you, Matt. You also.
Cheers.
Cheers.